Happy Easter. Welcome to the channel A31 Novo. Happy Easter. We have the whole crew, the whole family. This is a little live stream of what you can expect to buy out here in California. Been curating this avocado collection, and I'll show you every size and every sample. Some of these varieties may be described as dwarf avocados. They're definitely going to be more compact than their great-grandparent. And I'm going to walk you through and talk about every variety. First up is the King, Hass on Clono from Monrovia. Hass on Clono from Monrovia, I don't know. It's in a 5, but here's great granddaddy right here. Hass, King, California. Okay. As per Greg Alder, he says it went Hass, Theo, and then Mother Gwen. We have Gwen right here. Gwen in a sleeve. Gwen in a long planter sleeve. So again, and then there's Gwen back there, the best sample I could possibly find in a 5. I'll show you right now, but first up is the Gwen sleeve. So I went Hass, Theo, and then Gwen. So this is Mother Gwen right here. Super productive green ripening avocado, upright compact, more ideal for backyard growers, highly productive. This is Gwen in a long planter sleeve. And I'm going to be pulling every plant to the center so you get a better view. This is Gwen. Gwen in a 5. Gwen in a 5. Let me see if you can get the whole profile. Should have had my type measure, but here we go. There's multilateral upright branching right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the central leader in a 5. Once again, the 1, or the long planter sleeve. Check it out, side by side. That's the Gwen in a 5. Gwen in a 5 seedling rootstock. And then Gwen in a long planter sleeve, seedling rootstock. Then Gwen, I believe, also gave birth to Lamb. This is Lamb right here on clonal. That's a clonal rootstock sucker. So I don't know if I could take this and clone it. So, clonal rootstock sucker. Again, a 5. Lamb Hass. This is Lamb Hass in a 5. They're both competing. Gwen and a Lamb in a 5. And then next up is Gem, sister to Lamb, also mothered by Gwen. So the sleeve, this is gonna go in the giveaway. Check out the sleeve. This is Gem in the smallest. This is Gem on Zutano seedling rootstock. Check it out. Let me pull it out. So it was in my deck, my front patio. When is the gem giveaway? You guys let me know when you want it. I want the most people to tune in. We're drawing Dragon Ball cards. We're drawing Dragon Ball cards, and the holographic one wins. Dragon Ball Super cards. So I need as much input in the channel as possible. So you guys let me know when you guys want the giveaway to be. When's the best time you guys can tune in? That's a good price for a 5-gallon. For sure. Yeah, we're getting the best prices. And they're only gonna go up. The prices are only gonna go up year after year. They've been going up. Avocados are hot. So these are the best samples, dude. These are the best samples you could possibly get, but they're out there. So that, and then going back to the gem, long planter sleeves. Long planter sleeves. Long overdue. They're wintered over. I somewhat held them back. I could have up-potted. Should have up-potted, but these are gem in a long planter sleeve, wintered over. These ones you can find in nurseries throughout Watsonville for like 38 bucks. Sierra Azul. And now also everyone. That's the gem. In a long planter sleeve, multilateral shoot. I would say about a yard in height. I have those prepped and painted, ready to be planted in the ground. So 3 of the best gems, wintered over. I drive I drive around snatching up the best ones all throughout the 831. And we're getting good stuff out here. So long planter sleeves and a gem. And then bam, the 15. The 15 right there, I'll show you. Gem 15. Seedling rootstock. On sand, dude. This thing's heavy. Gem in a 15. This was Matic Ranch Nursery, Fallbrook, California. So that was straight from the growing grounds. Took the best gem, brought it up here, 831, Santa Cruz. So that's the gem in a 15. Gem in a grafting sleeve. Long planter sleeves. I don't have gems in 5s. I don't have gems in 5s. You don't really find gems in 5s. You'll find them in long planter sleeves, but in 5s they're pretty hard to find. Capulin has some, so he dropped these in a 5. So Capulin Nursery out in Watsonville will have them. The gem. Go out there and get your gem. So yeah, I showed the lamb, but then we have Carmen. Carmen es como el tío mexicano that he came over. Your cool tío que se vino de Mexico. So Carmen has their claim to fame. Flowering multiple times a year with the possibility of a staggered harvest. So that's Carmen in a 5. Check it out right there. El tío Méndez mejorado. So that's Carmen in the family. Carmen's el tío mexicano. And then this is Carmen in a long planter sleeve. The long planter sleeve is better than the 5. This one, check it out. I lifted the mound. You see it's disturbed. I pulled it. I left it in the rain. It bogged. I need to spray. It probably has some root rot. So I need to look out for that. Spray for that. I have another lab that I have another house that I need to rehab. I thought a clonal rootstock superior left it in the rain. Now I bogged down and it's not doing too well. It completely defoliated. So that was on a house on a clonal. So don't always think that clonals are always better survivors. So yeah, I just approached it carelessly, just left it out in the rain, and that clonal rootstock did not handle the rain well. Again, Méndez, Carmen, Mejorado, Phoenix. Sometimes you see it, they call it Phoenix. So Carmen has in a 5 again. Need a rehab. And then this one, because it stayed dry. Because it stayed dry, it did better. So this wintered over better in a long planter than in a 5. That's great granddaddy right there. King, Hass, again. Mother Gwen in a long planter sleeve. Check it out. And then Gwen in a 5. This right here on top of from the bottom of the floor is 5.5 for size reference. In a 5, this Gwen, 5.5 feet multilaterally. Look at that. Best Gwen out here. The gems once again. So comment down below when you want the gem giveaway to be. What's the best day? I'll probably make a poll. Stay tuned. Place your vote. Gem giveaway, yo, for real. Hope everyone had a good dinner with their families. This is it. I have the whole family right here. Most of the UCR project, the UC Riverside projects right here. Lamb, Gem, Gwen. Compact. Alright, those are compact varieties. The only one I'm missing is the newest release, the BL516 Luna. Previously under development, it was known as Marvelous, aka Marvel. So that's the only one that's missing here. for the highly productive, compact varieties. And then you just have the king right there. That's a big boy. That's a big tree right there. So you sign up to grow a king, you better have some space and be pruning hard. You need to stay on top of it. Or just go with these genetically more compact profile. Or Carmen. You could grow Carmen, so it's just a little bit tighter, it's more stacked. And the Hass, the king, like has a long reach. Look at that limb. So Hass, if you have a big space, if you have, like, want to be more like a home grower, backyard, grow these. The Carmen is upright, compact, slight reach, highly productive, highly precocious. The Carmen, the Mendes Mejorado. This one is so always focused on setting flower. That sometimes it overstresses and defoliates too, because it always wants to just put flower. The Carmen, the Mendes. So Carmen, Mendes Mejorado, Phoenix. This one, Lamb Hass, somewhat compact profile. It'll grow big over time. 20 feet maybe. Or let's see the label. 20 by 15. So that's the lamb. The gem, I asked the guy down at the Maddock Ranch Nursery. Told him, I asked him, for real, what's the tree's profile? And he said 8 to 10. 8 to 10 feet. And I told him over time, and he said, yeah, over time. So gem is really going to stay small. Sorry about that. Gem is going to really stay small. So they said maybe gem 12 over a long period of time. That's a beautiful lamb. Yeah, it is. Yeah. I've recently planted one on the seedling rootstock. I planted that one, the one I paired with the Carmen Hass. So I did a pairing. I'm always doing breeding pairing. So I did a lamb, granddaughter, great-granddaughter. So it's great-granddaughter back to an uncle. It's almost like lime bread. So a Carmen Hass a double flowering one next to the lamb Hass. So just imagine that cross, the potential. So I have the lamb Hass, the great-granddaughter of Hass, being hopefully back crossed to the Mexican uncle. The genetic importance of that, the value of that, I'm pretty stoked. Hopefully something happens. Appreciate it. Grow your own avocados, looking good. Yeah, so these are trees that I'm staging. But you already know I'm gonna pair throughout the A31. Many planting videos coming soon. So a Gwen. A 5 Gwen was going down. This one's the next one. This one's gonna be paired back to a lamb. So I'm gonna have the mother being back to its daughter. So that's pretty stoked. These are gonna be next to each other. So that's the next one you can expect. I'm planning that one. It's coming up. Gem is hard to find now. Come to Watsonville, dude. Come to Watsonville. It's all in Watsonville. Gem has a lot of Watsonville. I told him to put it through. I spoke to all the purchasing managers around here. Told him it's gonna be Gem, dude. For backyard growers, it's gonna be Gem. So Capulin has them. He has these up potted into a 5. You can hit him up. He has has them for $35. The Gem at Capulin Nursery. San Lorenzo's shipment gets delivered late, but they're probably gonna get sleeves. 4 Winds only send sleeves. It's hard to find a 5. I would say it's hard to find a 5-gallon Gem. But Gems and sleeves all day. So again, Capulin Nursery is gonna have them in 5, but they just been up sleeved. They just been up potted. 98% the same fruit. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, it's pretty tight. It's pretty tight. These are all. So I have these sometimes even outcross to other varieties because it could be too tight. It could be too tight. So, but yeah, and so the one that's gonna go with the Gem is gonna be paired next to the lamb, but then on the other side is a Palo de Oro. So just imagine that. A Gwen, in the middle a lamb, and then Palo de Oro. That's kind of like the outcross. That's the outcross. Maybe something a little bit more distant. But yeah, those 3 lined up. Perfect. Hass and Gem are 98% the same, yeah. But the thing about Gem is that it hides its. And so when we ran that through the line, like dude, like segundo grado, guacamole, only like 10 to 15%. Yeah, we've been getting Carmen for years. Like Carmen's are the small Hass, but I finally confirmed it. I finally saw they're kind of not too impressive, but at least you know that if you do have a tree, it's gonna be productive. So, but yeah, they're all essentially the same for real. They really are. But these are the high productive varieties, for sure. So again, this is a Carmen. I've seen it do good already around here. So a Carmen. So we've been eating Carmen for years, and then. So again, the Gem, the benefit is that when they ran it in the packaging plant, 10 to 15% was second grade, segundo grado guacamole, meaning the consumer's not going to see it. It's going to get processed. It gets sold to kitchens, where the chef's going to slice it up. So the Gem protects its crop way nicer, and they're beautiful. Ben is here. Yeah, hello. Oh yeah, my gardeners keep picking our Gem. Let them know, dude. Kindly ask. So I have something for that. You guys know if you've been following, I made those little boxes for them. They're coming through. I ordered a batch of 50. I wish I could show you. I really need to get on it. I need to just ship them out. But they are done. So 85% was Premio, 15 to 10% was Guac, Segundo Grado. So, but 85 of it, this was a pretty crop from the gem. Now, when we ran Hass is still king, dude. Like when you find that top one, that nice one, like the best one that you've seen all day. When you come across that one's like the best, and you taste it, and you're like, yeah, you can understand why Hass is king. But to get to that, like, I would say 35 to 40% of it was second grade guac. High percentage of it was cosmetically challenged. So second grade guacamole. And then like Premio, like 60 to 65. So yeah, both. Four Winds will ship it to you online, or Capulin is gonna be $35 in a 5 right there. Capulin Nursery. Four Winds or Four Winds, you'll find Four Winds in all the nurseries because Four Winds ships them. Again, Four Winds ships those long planter sleeves to the local nurseries. So Four Winds is, but this year, like again, this year for San Lorenzo, they've delayed it. San Lorenzo's in Santa Cruz, but then there's other nurseries who they supply in Watsonville. They'll supply El Capuli Nursery. They'll supply Sierra Azul, will be those long planter sleeves back there, the gems. Sierra Azul, they supply try Epicenter Nursery. All those three are going to be having the gem for sure. And then Santa Cruz right here, well, it'll be San Lorenzo Garden, or in the one in the west side, the gift. Oh, I forget the name, bro. Don't want to mess it up. It's like trying to show love, but I forget the name. The gift garden or gift shop up in the west side. But yeah, just sending out love to all the local nurseries. So these are the ones you want. And then out in Salinas too. They'll have these out in Salinas for sure. So Home Depot, Lowe's, all of them will eventually have it at some point. But for sure the nurseries in Watsonville. The best price too. Like this is like a little pocket. Like you don't even have to go down, you don't have to go down south anymore. So Watsonville is like a cool little spot, dude. For sure. And then Santa Cruz, well, everything sells for more in Santa Cruz. So if you don't want to drive all the sound, if you don't want to go to Watsonville, then just buy them here in Santa Cruz. Again, San Lorenzo Garden Center and the garden in the west side, bro, the garden nursery, if I forget. I apologize. We'll have gem this year probably around like maybe $54.99. I think gem's gonna be around $54.99 this year in the long planter sleeve. Again, it's really hard to find gem in a 5. Like Capulin has them. Like I said, also Capulin has them for $35. But that's in Watsonville. So those long planter sleeves wintered over. They're nice. They perform nice. This one, unpainted. Flowering. Only one that's not flowering. And licking. Hopefully they do it all. I've seen down here in the Central Valley is Hass, Zutano, Reed, and sometimes Fuerte.
So yeah, Zutano Zutano, what's keeping Zutano alive is the fact that they use it commercially as seedling. I mean, they try to sell that stuff, but I would say Zutano's primary function is the collection of its seed. The collection of its seed. Zutano. So yeah, those 3 gems right there, I think this year gonna be around like $54 around here in Santa Cruz. Again, you can find them in Watsonville for 35. Salinas, somewhere in between. This one right here at 15 locally, you're not gonna find this. About 15, you're not gonna find it locally. That's from down south. How much would this one sell for? You guys let me know. What do you think? I know I've seen some of these ones in the nursery. Easily 250, easily 300. But you guys let me know. How to care for those? Leave them alone. These are in the long planter sleeve right here. These perform pretty well. So if you're talking about these ones, if you're trying to jump, so these ones are for Capulin. He already placed these in a 5. Oh yeah, another thing before I miss it. These, I've made them survive. I've made them survive, but you've seen my videos how I soften it up, how I make it really like easy for them to drain. I baby them, you know. But anyways, a lot of people who just grabbed them from the nursery and took them in this winter, put them in the ground, they actually died. They actually died. So from customer input, I know if you put these in the ground without making the necessary preparations, they died. I kept all mine alive, but you know how I do it. You know how I come in. And then also I would say the ones in sand are better performing than the ones in the decomposed granite. And I'll show you and summarize. And I'll let you check it out. But yeah, don't do this. I've did it, but they're telling me that it's difficult. A lot of people who just took it and put it like in the ground died. But yeah, these are easy, dude. Just I'll show you. And I wish I had one in like inch frame, but I don't. But anyway, you want to put a brick here or you want to put a brick there. If it's on a hard concrete, lift it up. Make it aerated. Don't let it touch the warm concrete. Don't let it touch the warm concrete. I've seen it where it cooks the roots. And then you're trying to drop a 5 with cooked roots. You smother it, it'll die. It'll suffer. It's like rotting. It's like rotting. Because they got toasted and then they got wet. They keep getting wet. So if you see that, you do that by putting it on bricks. 2-1, drain well, aerate. But most importantly, the roots of the bottom don't cook. Don't cook. It's important that you do that. When you put it in the ground or you up, always check the condition of the roots. Again, I said I was rehabbing this one. This is a Carmen in a 5. I would tell you I was rehabbing it. There's lumps in there or layers of it where it's like fuzzy mold. And I'm going to clean it up. I'm going to run a fungicide. And try to flush it out down there. But that's the rehab. Again, when you are on a hot pot, I would do sand in the mix. Sand. So watch my videos, you'll see. You'll see that I go with the Pridelands compost free potting soil. Now in the ground I do the decomposed granite. Again, I see that this winter it did bog a little too much. And then the sand was perfectly draining. But in the summer you might want to benefit from a better retaining soil. because you don't need to maybe get to it as much. Like the sand in the summer is gonna dry out faster. So it has its pros and its cons. But right now, the ones in the decomposed granite, they're a little too bogged. They just they're like just bogged down. They're holding too much water, and you can see it. But when the tree get bigger, they'll be able to take it in. But right now, the ones in sand drain better over the winter. Yeah, for sure. All these are ready for a repot. Again, but I put them straight into the ground, so I'm not repotting it. But I feel comfortable when I do place them in the ground. Again, just check for the root system. So, but yeah, these are going in the ground for me. Right now is probably the best time. Ideally, I would have wanted to put these over the winter, but knowing that some people has died, I think now is the best time. But I have made some of these work. I have made these work. Don't think you can't do it. So it went from a 1 to a long planter sleeve straight into the ground. But again, you already know how I come in. It's a third native, a third compost-free potting soil, and then a third sand or a third decomposed granite. Again, the ones in decomposed granite are a little bogged down right now over the winter. So I would say sand. Sand, but you're having a baby more. Like for sure you're gonna see it. But if you're coming home and seeing your tree every day, you can show it love every day. So again, so sand right now drain better. The ones in sand drain a little bit better than the ones in decomposed granite. So yeah, these should be repotted or planted in the ground now. Let me know your projects. Let me know what you're looking for. I can help. Like I said, I just named most of my sources. How does Palo de Oro taste? Palo de Oro is, I think, Tzutano Pinkerton hybrid. So, not a pretty looking one, but it tastes all right. Again, not a pretty looking one, so that's why commercially I don't know how viable Palo de Oro will ever be. Because it's green, but then it's green ripening, but then it'll get the dark spots. But it's pretty good, dude. Like, it's good if it produces and if you're getting it at a different time. Again, but it's always good to have just some diversity, genetic diversity. Because these are a little too tight. These are a little too tight. These are all like within the same family. So, but yeah, go ahead and place your order at Epicenter Nursery. They'll have Palo de Oro. They have Palo de Oro. I already received the notification. I have green gold on pre-order, and so another green gold. Green gold is Kona Charwo Improvement by the University of Hawaii. It is excellent fruit. You want to get green gold for sure. So green gold, I'm gonna get some green gold. Again, that would be my third one. That would be my third one. I've paired it already. It's already paired next to a gem. Green gold next to a gem. So, but then I have one right here. Let me show it. Oh, yeah, actually, let me show it. This is a green gold. Look it, dude. It wintered over, but look, so small. So I have heard it was a wimpy tree. But yeah, for sure this one is too wet. Like I should have maybe brought it in, but I just left it out, tough it out. But yeah, it is a wintered over one in a sleeve. Epicenter Nursery. This is one from last year. And this isn't normally what she hands out, but these were special accommodations. She just shot it straight up. Thank you. I appreciate that. So, but I'm getting another one this year. Again, it's there. But like, so it's down here. So yeah, I'm getting another green gold. This is a Konosharwa improvement by the University of Hawaii that I'm pairing here in Santa Cruz because of the Hawaii-Santa Cruz surfing connection. So if you live in Santa Cruz, most people have been to Hawaii, and these varieties traveled back and forth. The green gold. Next to a gem. Sharwo? Yeah, well this is a wimpy tree, they say. Or I was recommended that I support this in a cage. They say somewhat of a wimpy tree. It wants to fruit itself to you know what. But yeah, it wants to overfruit and just. But yeah, this is the green gold. Sharwo, I've seen some pretty good Sharwos at the nursery. As to production wise, when they take it, I don't know. But you also need to maintain them. I've been seeing a lot of trees where people have the trees, but they haven't been maintaining them. They don't make the production cuts. And they're asking me to come in and produce. So that's what I'm going to try to do. Maintain them. You need to hit them with the stress. You need to, not right now, but the more better ones, pinch. I always say pinch, pinch, pinch. You stress them out a little bit, you push them back, and then they're going to bounce back with flower. Respond with flower. Jamboy's good. To me, Jamboy's is not worth like the peeling trouble. It is not, for me, it does not, or for my family, it doesn't pass like the peeling test. It's not that easy. It's brittle, but it is pretty good. It is good. They say the best, but I say all of them are the best. All of them are the best. But yeah, Jamboys, to me, they're not worth the peeling trouble. Green gold, beautiful fruit. Green gold, beautiful fruit. That's what I'm hanging on. That's what I'm hanging on, because when we had that, like the table all agreed that the fruit was excellent, and it was later than Hass and later than Jam. So, but yeah, green gold. We're hoping for this one. Again, getting another one this year. And this will be in our breeding program still. For sure. Another outcross. I don't know how close Konosharwo, because this is improvement of Konosharwo. I don't know how close Konosharwo is to Hass. So thank you for watching. Any questions, just leave them in the comment section. Stay tuned again for that gem sleeve giveaway. Before I crash it, I'm forgetting to water it. I need to send that off. Keegan. Hi. Thank you for tuning in once again. If you've just tuned in, we just reviewed the Haas family. Comment down below which one you like. These are the Gwens. I call them Guelindas. Top varieties right here. I have them all right here. Production wise, they say. Just gotta manage them. But yeah, these right here, probably I would go top 2 or in order. In order. In terms of actual production, as per Ken from Bobcat Ridge Avocados, he says, in terms of consistency, I'm gonna sound boring, but the answer is Hass. Consistency. Just big old tree. You know you're gonna get big production out of a big tree. But again, and then the gem. Then they say gem. Gem. Down at the package plant, I told them Lamb Hass, and they said nah. They're like, nah, it's a pretty fruit, it's big. Taste wise, nah. They're like, nah. They love the Hass. But then they'll occasionally buy lamb to fill, but they'll say like, nah, dude. And some avocado snobs don't like the lamb, but it's also very productive here. And again, it would be Hass, as per Ken Bobcat Ridge recommendation, the Hass still, but it's a big tree. It's a big tree. And then gem. And then yeah, and so from the fruit that I've handled, it's been Hass versus gem. I asked about lamb, and they said gem is prettier and the taste is better. So right now they're going heads up. I mean, lamb's been around. Don't get me twisted. Yeah, lamb's been around, and again, it's a super fruit. But yeah, I asked the crew, ¿qué onda con el lamb? And they said, no, está bonita y todo, pero they prefer Hass. Hass then gem. Then also as filler later in the season, they'll do Carmen. Carmen's second load probably. Yeah. Performance wise, yeah. Casero. So Casero lamb is great. Yeah. That's also thank you for bringing that up. Yeah. So Casero, dude, all these are good Caseros. The thing that's happening is they're just trying to like harvest them. No, I wouldn't say like pre-harvest, like pre-ripe, but they're just kind of like set like on needing to take some of the fruit off at a particular date to fill an order. So when you're taking them like that, then yeah. But at the home you can be very selective. You can just let those pieces hang, and the more they hang, the better. So yeah. Thank you for reminding me. Yeah. Like lamb at home for sure, dude. Upright, compact again. 15 by 20. 15 by 20, dude. So that's a nice, yeah. And it'll be pretty big fruit. And then the Gen 2. The gem is going to be the prettiest one. And again, excellent hang time. And the fact that it hides them underneath their skirts and the inside of their canopy, it protects them better. Look at these lanky limbs on the hasp. They want to hang the fruit on the outside. So yeah, definitely lamb. You're right, lamb. Commercially, probably difficult to manage. That fits more like home growers. Although, don't get me wrong, they put lamb out there. Where's the reed? Reeds are big trees, dude. So if you know, I'm kind of going more towards compact. And there's a reed. I've planted a reed. I have a reed next to a gem and a lamb. So, but yeah, like if I could help people with these pairings, I do. So, and again, you have to maintain them. So I will have reed. I'm gonna start a little backyard propagation operation. Where's the Mexicola Grande? Mexicola's underperform around here, dude, in the coast. Like, it's too cold. They like, I think they like heat, and we don't really get that right here, and so we don't get a lot of fruit set. And then when you do get them to set fruit in the first heat wave, they'll drop their fruit. So Mexicola is probably the better performing of them all, but the Stewart doesn't set fruit. And Mexicola for sure, you want a Mexicola Grande over a Mexicola. The gem is probably the best looking avocado, yes. Yeah, the most beautiful fruit, I agree. For sure, again, and most of it going premium. Most of it going premium, like it was 85 to 90% going premium, and only 10 to 15% of it going to second grade. The fact that I could perform and do it like that, they're definitely trying to go in this direction. Again, in an upright compact tree, easier to apply. Any troubleshooting, spraying, pruning, harvesting from the ground. Gem is replacing hasp in the growing grounds commercially 2-to-1, I think. Look it up, don't quote me. But gem is coming. Gem is coming for sure. Gem coming to dethrone the king. So my young Stewart is flowering this month. Yep, same one. My tia's in Watsonville. My aunt's in Watsonville is flowering. Super blooms and everything. And so I'm thinking that it needs a pollinator. I'm gonna put any one of these trees right up underneath it. But the Stewart has been having difficulty setting flower. In Watsonville, 3rd-year in-ground big old tree. Multilateral. Has the one in the multilateral shoots, like 4 limbs, has wanting to go up as much as like maybe each shoot, like 10 or 12 feet. The Stewart. So it's established. Ventura, okay. Yeah, you probably have that heat. You probably have that warmth. But yeah, right here, the Stewart is hard to set fruit, and I'm pairing it. I'm pairing it right there, just throwing right up underneath its skirt, a flowering one right here. And if that doesn't work, then I'm gonna graft onto it. I'm gonna have, it has 4 axes, it has 4 branches, it has like cuatro ejes perfectos. I would be stumping, instead of just into one stump, it would be 4 stumps in every neat direction, and it would go the whole family. Gwen, Gem, Lamb, Hass. Maybe not Hass, Carmen, because I would rather keep it compact. And I wouldn't want the Hass to take over. But yeah, I'm like, I want the Stewart to set fruit, but at the same time, I'm kind of rooting against it. I really want it to be a grafting project. So the Stewart hasn't been working out here, but it's an excellent, it's Stewart cloned or grafted onto Zutano. So right there, that's a cold hardiness. And then if I graft onto that Stewart, I think these will be excellent performers because the Stewart is cold hardy. So imagine the bare bones of a Stewart, and then grafted all these varieties of Frankenstein tree. Stay tuned. Stay tuned. That's all coming up. That's all coming up. Just want to let you in a sneak peek on these mother trees of mine. Big projects, hopefully. Hope everybody had a good one. Take care. Take care. Gem giveaway coming soon. We're drawing Dragon Ball cards. We're drawing Dragon Ball cards, and whoever gets the shiny either Gogeta or Gogeta or Vegito, I forget. But I currently don't have a holographic Goku like that. So we're gonna be happy Easter and thanks. Thank you. Thank you, grow your own avocados. I appreciate it. Igualmente. Felices Pascuas. Happy Easter. Que estén bien. Stay tuned. This is right here, the 831 novel breeding project. Gwen, Jam, Lamb, Haas, King right there, Haas, Mexican Uncle, Carmen Mendez, Green Gold, and the Green Gold. Right there. In Salinas, I have the Arevipa. The Arevipa with all these. So that one's a pretty cool one, but Arevipa is not supposed to be very productive. They say it's not productive. Again, coming from the desert, it's probably like a heat seeker. So in Salinas, I have this right here. In Watsonville, I have most of these intercrossed every which way. And in Santa Cruz, same thing. Many times over. So hopefully something happens and we select the best local variety. Ready like in 10 years, 10 or 15 years. You guys go out and do the same. You gals go out and do the same. Everyone go out and do the same. In Watsonville, there's tons of seedlings that flower. So that's all big new potential right there too. And I'm going to say those are all seedlings off of Haas. In Watsonville, tons of seedlings. I've seen some, been following some that have never flowered and now set flower. And I'll show you. But tons of new varieties out in Watsonville for sure from seed. Pretty interesting to see what's going to happen over the next couple years. Everyone's going to be able to have these in their backyard. Everyone. Now that we're starting to realize that we can grow them. But yeah, pinch. Pinch. I would say late fall. Late fall and then feed it a bloom. Late fall and then feed it a bloom. A super bloom. Feed it a super bloom. And see your cuts. Pinch. If you pinch and it's the green tissue, you're fine. I wouldn't be too worried about sealing your cuts. But if you hard prune, seal your cuts and go back to the nearest node. Point it in the right direction. So that would be fall, and then hit it with the super bloom. Alright. Let me just show you one last one. This is the Haas that we are rehabbing. this one right here. This has king on clonal rootstock. I thought, yeah, it's gonna take the rain. It's clonal rootstock. I mean, it was at the beginning. It was a heck of a tree, but I crashed it by just leaving it in the rain. So that soil does not. That clonal rootstock does not like wet feet. And look, it's still there. It's still there, but I'm doing a root drench of some garden foss, I want to say. Doing a soil root drench, and then I'm up potting. This one I'm gonna up pot. This is a 5. If you drop it straight into the ground in these current conditions, you're gonna smother. The root system is gonna die. I don't want to show you right now, but I'll show you. But when I gently lift this, the whole sides are all dark. All the roots are dark. So this soil, this did not drain well over the winter. And in response, it defoliated. So hopefully it starts raining. I've been keeping it out of the rain for like about a month. The Carmen I left in the rain, starting to have a negative reaction. But I'm pretty sure I can recover these two. They'll bounce back, but I just need to drain the containers and run some fungicide. Run some systemic fungicide. This one there's no foliage, so I can't do foliar spray. So I'm gonna do a root drench. Root drench on this one, and on this one, foliar spray. Foliar spray, get the roots again, and I'm gonna put them in a smart pot. I like them in the long planter sleeve. Hair prunes the roots. That's, I think, highly beneficial. So these ones right here, I'm gonna be putting them. The ones I need to rehab, I'm gonna be putting them in smart pots. It's where the roots are air pruned. It's that bubbly wall side one. I'm gonna drop them in there, see what happens. And the 5 is probably gonna go 5 will be equivalent to like a 10 or a 7. I'm gonna up pot and rehab this root ball. It's in bad conditions. The tree's stressed out. Yeah. So that's what happened here. I keep them on the side walkway of my house to like half shade. Even though I paint them, but I still somewhat half shade them for like half a year. But this one, even there, with the poor sunlight and a lot of overwatering, it bogged down. I think had I had them in the middle, like in the full sun, I think it would have done better. Now I know I would have done better. But the sun didn't evaporate the water fast enough, and it couldn't drink it up, and so, but yeah, maybe in winter, if it is in the rain, make sure it gets more sunlight. But this one half shaded in the side walkway of the house got too wet. It's the only one though. It's the only one. So, but yeah, it's still pushing growth. This is even actually common. Some people stress. I might be overreacting, but I've seen the damage, and so I know it's there. But I'm comfortable with that it can come back. It's pushing new growth. Sometimes it was super blooming earlier, so it overstressed for sure. Also, some people say take it off. I don't take it off. I let it run the motion. I let it run the motion. I let it do its thing. I won't let it hold. I won't let it hold. But I do let it run the motion. I won't let it hold because I've seen it myself. I forced a 5 gem to hold and it killed it. So forcing young ones to hold will lead to death of the tree. So don't do that. Don't do that. I've done it myself. The internet said it that's what would happen, but I had to see it. I had to see it myself. So yeah, it was a young gem in a 5, forced it to hold fruit, took it off too late, it died. So don't do that. But this one, it overstressed because of the super bloom, and it was getting too wet. But every tip is coming. So again, comfortable. I can heal some. Pretty confident I can heal it and nurture it back to health. It's not too bad. Just been letting it dry. It hasn't been getting water for like a month. Hasn't been getting water for like a month. Sorry. It's drying out. And I need to do that root drench. That soil drench. But yeah, let it do its thing. But yeah, it's coming. I don't use that, just to make it clear. Just to make it clear, that's been showing in the background. I need to make that clear. I don't use that on the avocados. Yeah, so yeah, just because you think you have clono, don't think you can get away with things. Don't think that these are like super heroes and stuff. This one in particular, again, I don't know what clonal rootstock I'm working with, so maybe if I had that information, I probably would have known this ahead of time. When I called the reps from Monrovia to ask what if they were on clonal rootstock, I was just so stoked that they said yes. I forgot to follow up with that question. What clonal rootstock? But unless I talk to the field manager, I don't think the sales rep is gonna know. Maybe they do. Maybe they do. But so yeah, this clono, it was a super nice tree, super nice house, the best one of last year, 2023. I was confident I thought it was gonna be the best. It is the best, but it definitely suffered its setbacks. Defoliated. All other ones are okay. All other ones are okay. So yeah, but this one's gonna get potted into a smart pot. Into those aerated ones, highly aerated ones, like those the bubbled wall ones with the mesh on the bottom. And then so is the Carmen. So is the Carmen. It's gonna get put in a smart pot where it's air pruned. I want to increase the root mass. Increase the root mass. Congrats, congrats. Yeah, I want some from Brokaw too. Brokaw and Clono, I want jam. Jam. Everyone wants jam. Everyone wants Gem, so I'm going with Gem. This is Carmen, but what I want from Brokaw are the gems. On different types of clonal, see what happens. So congrats on your trio. Hopefully you get a tree haul. Hopefully you get the Luna. You should try to get the Luna from Brokaw, the BL516. Congrats. Yeah, gem from Brokaw on Tammy. Congratulations. Everything that we get up here is seedling. I have had nothing but seedling. Like when I drove down there this time around, and I wanted to score one from down there, I really wanted clonal. But I got gem on a seedling rootstock, which this is a pretty nice looking tree. So I couldn't say no. On a 15, that gem right there, that's it right there. Yee! I couldn't say no, but again, it's on a seedling. On the Benya? Okay. Oh yeah, another reason why. This deal's better. This deal's better with the salts. It's a prettier tree for us backyard growers. It's a prettier tree, especially if it's going to be in the front of your yard. It's a prettier tree for us. Gem. Gem and lamb. Lamb is probably even a prettier tree. But gem is a pretty tree. Lamb is a pretty tree. Hass can get the crispening browning of the leaves. So, but if you need a tree in your front yard, you need it to be a pretty tree. So lamb and gem, I would go gem. I'd go gem. Yeah, sometimes seedlings can be better. Yeah, like I said, I just demonstrated. I'll have some of those on seedling. Better performing. Better performing than the seedling one. So don't take anything for granted. Don't think that the clono is superhero, and seedlings often crash. Seedlings often crash. Just move on, dude. Don't get stuck or obsessed on one. Just move on. Have several. Have several for sure, dude. Again, I haven't killed too many, but I do have some underperformers. So just move on. Don't try to get a few. Try to get a few for sure. Yeah, try Palo. Palo de Oro for sure. I get my Palo de Oro grown locally from Bobcat Ridge Avocados. Local producer in the 831 here in Corralitos. So that's where I've gotten my Palo de Oro, and then Epicenter Nursery, Freddie himself gave me a Palo de Oro that had dropped on the mound from their mother tree. So I've tried it. The one that I got from Freddie, I stuck it in a drawer and kind of forgot about it. It kind of overripe pretty quickly. That was my mistake. So I didn't get it in its prime. So I won't rate. But I'll have some more Palo de Oro this season for sure. I'll try to get it, and maybe we'll do a Palo de Oro giveaway. I'm gonna do every fruit giveaway. So stay tuned. I'm gonna be doing little Avo stashes here and there. I want everybody to try them for sure. So Palo de Oro. I get my Palo de Oro from, once again, Bobcat Ridge Avocados, Farmers and Gardeners Market, Corralitos on Sunday from 11 to 3. check that out if you want. That's where Bobcat Ridge Avocado posts up every Sunday and sells at that market. But this year he's not expecting too much. We had a brutal winter last year, and so he's not expecting much fruit. So, but anything that he does get, he puts him right there. You can pre-order off his site, Bobcat Ridge Avocados. Shout out to Ken. Wish Gem had a little more flavor, but still real good. Again, commercially it was there, but I think homegrown we can make it even better. It's how you harvest it. I think if you let it hang, the better. Again, I'm not there at fruit myself yet, but like I think that's how like again I've seen it commercially and it's the most beautiful fruit. I'll say it. It's the most beautiful fruit and it's super big. It's bigger. When we ran Gem through the sorting machine, it went huge, colossal, XL, large, big fruit. When we ran the Hass, it went large, medium, small. The biggest ones were XL. When we ran Hass, the biggest ones were XL, but it was mostly large, medium, and small, sizing wise. When we ran these crops through the sorting machine, Hass didn't pull as big. Everything pulled just like the large, medium, small sizes. When we ran Gem, big fruit. Everything went huge, colossal, extra large, like just the top 4 configurations on the machine. All the harvest was super big. So when we ran the machine, that's why I'm saying Gem. And then this is the UC Riverside development. They say to have the empirical data that backs the claim that these upright compact trees outperform a Hass. I want to say by 30% if I remember correctly. While your Gem fruit dropped, waiting for this year? Okay. Yeah. Interesting. Wait till I figure out what's happening. I would want to know why a tree drops the fruit. Ooh, what area specifically? So the question is, where did the Gem fruit come from? What area in California? So I don't know specifically the growing grounds or the breeding grounds, but UCR is it was Gray Martin at UCR that helped select. I don't think, if I remember correctly, helped select towards it, and several other individuals involved. I forget. Sorry for not mentioning their name, but look it up. Gem is a UCR development. When you look up Gem avocado patent, Google will come at it like expired in 2022. So you guys let me know, are we free to propagate this? You guys let me know in the comment section. My young Gem seems to be slow grower, so a lot of people say Gem are slow growers. I got over like maybe 8 feet of active growth between like 5 or 6 limbs off of my Gem in the front yard. So the key for me was consistency in the feeding. I think they say it calls for 1.5 cups every 2 months. I actually went a cup every 1 month. You have a Gem and a Gwen in the front yard, yeah. So Gems are beautiful trees. And Gwens are pretty trees too. Look at this one. Gwen in a 5. Gwen in a sleeve. Also upright compact. So when I breed this back to its daughter, I'm only further concentrating the compactness and production trait. I'm amplifying it. I'm saying, yes, go in this direction. Upright, compact, productive. So yeah, and Gem, both really nice trees. I would like to gather the seeds from that collab right there. You should start germinating your seeds. Grow your own avocados. Germinate. Whatever you get off of that tree, start to germinate it. That's the next generation of avocados right there. So, I mean, you're saying my setup's nice. Like, if you have fruit already, your setup's even nicer. Yeah, yeah. Upright growth. They're planting these as close as 6 feet to each other. They say the reach is 4x4. So 4x4, so they stick out 6 feet away from each other, meaning they're limbing out up to 3 and probably cutting right between them. So they have a limb 3 and 3 spread 6 feet apart. So this one reaches out 3, this one reaches out 3. Cut them, manage them. So Gem. And then again, no monoculture, just mixing. Chlorine filter to my water. Okay, host. I don't think we have that issue over here in Santa Cruz. Like the Gem, everything I give it, my one in the ground, everything that Rain's been giving it, has been loving it because it's bigger. But even when I water, like, it handles the water well. And it'll respond with growth. But there needs to be food. Food, again, I'm going back to. It calls for 1.5 cups for every trunk, like 2 inches of trunk diameter every 2 months. So I actually go 1 cup every 1 month. So just keep hitting it. Keep hitting it. Again, mine was like 5 or 6 limbs, and I got about like 8 feet of like active new growth last year. This year I expect that gem to grow up, just really blow up. See, 5 feet apart, yeah. Yeah, high density. Go with gem. Again, stay tuned. These will be paired this year at some point. Please be patient. Let me know your projects. Let me know what you'd like. I can help you find it. I hunt for the local best samples. I curate them. Check them out. This one will be back. We hope so. This right here wasn't flowering, but no vegetative growth, so this is coming off. But yeah, stay tuned. Cool chatting with you, Avo heads. Keep on Avoing on. Again, you have an underperformer, keep 2 or 3. Keep 2 or 3 of each. Keep several samples of each variety that you want. Don't get hung up, just keep going. There's going to be underperformers and seedlings. And again, so seedlings will crash or underperform, and then thank you, appreciate that. And again, clonal rootstock. If you don't meet its needs, if you're not within the tolerances, it will stress and it will also suffer. So either way, grow your own avocados 100. Thank you. Same. Keep going, man. I see you. 600 gem. Okay, in Riverside, I met Taiwanese who had over 600 gem trees for sure. People are crazy for gem. I'm telling everybody, the whole world. I'm telling you, go with gem. They're starting projects of Hass in Mexico and Colombia. I'm telling them, bro, go gem. grow jam. So I'm gonna go global with this. Wherever it needs to go, I'm gonna take it. Si alguien quiere emprender un negocio y ocupa de genética, comuníquense conmigo. Jam, yo estoy con el jam. El mundo tiene que saber del jam. El jam, dicen que en jam en California va a reemplazar el hash. So they say in California, jam is replacing hash commercially. In 20 years, we're only gonna know jam. So last time hash replaced fuerte, hash took over the world. Last time hash replaced fuerte in California, hash went on to take over the world. México, Michoacán, Colombia, Australia, Israel, España, everywhere. Jam 100. A is our last year's Jam Avocado Tree Giveaway winner. Congrats. So we're doing it again. This is the second annual Jam Avocado Tree Giveaway. Stay tuned, we're drawing Dragon Ball cards. Comment down below when you want it to happen. But again, I'm telling the world, Jam. You want to start an avocado project, go with Jam. She said she was the biggest supplier of jam. Yeah, all the jam right now is coming from down south. It's coming from down south, but comment down below, are we free to propagate it? Are we free to propagate it? Because I'm telling people to set up their own propagation operations all throughout the northern central coast. Because we're not just going to be supplying here locally, we're going to be supplying jam to the world. So, I'm with jam. People want all these other varieties too, though. Lamb, again, for sure. Gwen, Mother Gwen, people want Gwen for sure. Original Hass, yeah. Again, consistency, year after year. So go for a big boy. Carmen does well on the west side. The west side of Santa Cruz, Carmen does well. Carmen does well on the west side of Santa Cruz. That's a heads up right there. And that cool coast. Just that quantity of flour, it can't miss. Even in that cool coast, like right along the coast, in the west side of Santa Cruz, the Carmen does produce. So if you're in the west side, Carmen for sure. Gem will do it too. I'm confident in Gem, but again, people took ones and they don't know how to take care of them. In the west side, all throughout Santa Cruz, a lot of people, their Gem set back. The long planter sleeves, people who took it to Watsonville, those ones survived. People who took their Gem sleeves to Watsonville, those ones survived. In Santa Cruz, the Gems and the long planter sleeved, over a winter, they suffered. Again, drainage issues, I would say. I made them live. I have several again, but they suffer. Have you discovered any good ceiling fruit out here? No. There's this one I'm watching, and I know there is, and I can ask around, and there is tons of them. but I just go with these known producers, and I can maybe start bringing a few of those in. But yeah, Carmen fruit are small. Carmen fruit are small. But in the west side, with that coastal breeze, and just the amount of flower, you will get some production. But again, all these I'm rooting for all these varieties, even in the coast. But it's just how you take care of it. Alright, I've been wanting to tune out. I'm out for real. But yeah, stay tuned. I introduce you to my new green gold. My green gold. I have a green gold struggling in the ground. That one was in decomposed granite. Again, I would go sand now. For our winters, I would go sand. Well, it just depends. Again, we were previously in a drought. So again, but now, like as fine tuning, I would go sand. Sand. And then another thing, last tip, don't do the gypsum. I won't do the gypsum no more. The gypsum attracts ants. You'll see ants. Sometimes they just start hauling the gypsum away. They take it somewhere to their colony. Or sometimes they live in there, they move in. So I wouldn't do gypsum anymore. Gypsum attracts ants. So yeah, but I would just go third native, third Pride Lands free, premium compost free potting soil, and then a third, like no, not even a third, less than a third. I might go a third. I might go a third sand, yeah. I could go 20 to 33%. So 20 to a third, I would recommend. Sand. Construction sand, I use a play sand. Some people, so the internet would say, if you put clay and sand, you're gonna lock it up. And so sometimes I come in and bust with the premium compost free potting soil, but then I also add sand. Even though they say, oh, the sand locks it up. That wasn't the case. And again, I want to say that the sand overpowered the clay, at least in the immediate root mound, root ball, yeah, or ground hole. Whatever I filled back in, it was definitely sand overpowering the clay. I don't know. They don't really do anything, but they're just there. And I know in videos in Mexico, they spray against ants. So again, maybe they could be living there, but yeah, construction has sand bigger grains. So I just didn't feel comfortable with that. Like again, I'm not a material expert, so I was like, construction sand. Again, I know where to find it. They're at the landscaping supply stores. But yeah, they have no, and yeah, that's fine. Yeah, the 3/4 aggregate. Sometimes it has like chunky, like it would be straight up rocks. Yeah, I do rocks in the mound now, especially after I've been back from the growing grounds. I see that, to me, I see like, or I would have thought that they would have been grown in less than ideal conditions. And I look down at the ground and kick it, and it like straight up, they're grown among rocks, hillside among rocks. So yeah, the chunkier the aggregate, the better for sure. Sand, construction sand. Again, yeah, I just went with that rinsed. I either go with the premium stuff, is the agricultural sand. Again, it's like double or triple rinsed, and then the play sand also rinsed several times over. But yeah, construction sand, yeah, I've seen trees perform well when there's chunky aggregate in there. The drainage is excellent, and I think the roots navigate that around pretty easily. Aeration. Pumice, also add pumice. Just make it nice and fluffy. Make it nice and fluffy for them to penetrate. Some people do. I know the compost-free premium potting soil has a perlite peat, but no wood byproduct. I mean, peat is, right? But no bark, no chips, no forest byproduct. It's compost free. So yeah, I appreciate everyone's input. Let's teach each other how to grow trees, and I'll keep you updated. Keep you two updated on this. But yeah, everybody start planting a seed. Everyone start planting a seed. Gary's recipe, yeah. So I was between Gary. Gary says sand, and then yeah, with the also compost free in the mound, and then as per AJ the Craftman, I went to the DG. But again, I played around with either DG or sand, and again right now the ones in sand, because it was a wet winter, are looking perky, and they've been growing. And then the ones in DG, they're droopy. So yeah, this is kind of Gary's recipe versus AJ the Craftsman's recipe. But again, our cold winter, which isn't always the case, you know, or it wasn't. Maybe we're back in that pattern, who knows? Locally, right now, sand. So yeah, right now I would say Gary's recipe. Or maybe less, maybe I went too much mineral, where it bogs too much again, the decomposed granite. So maybe I could have just gone less. Not that DG's not a winner, but I think I should have just gone less. But yeah, it's Gary Matsuoka's recipe. I'm going with the sand, and then AJ the Craftsman, I'm going with the DG. Those are the in the summer, I'm gonna have to keep going back to the sand ones. I can already see it though. And the DG ones, I think they're gonna be cooler. So we'll see. Thank you once again. This one was a long one, but thank you for the input. 8 Pain 126. House of Blue Pipples, Long Beach. A, winner of last year's Gem Avocado Tree. Grow your own avocado trees. And I'm forgetting someone. Daniel Mesa, Guillermo Godinez, Ben's Avocado Trees. Keegan. Alex Saldaña. Everyone who tuned in. This one was a long one. But it was a little bit of a mission statement. And letting you know what are the plans. Stay tuned. Have a good one.